And we're live.
That's good stuff. Hi. Yeah, it's Friday night, and I launched a Kickstarter 2 days ago, so I'm a little gentleman Jack. Hope y'all don't mind. Anyway, we're over at the Knuckles place tonight, where we're did grilled burgers, and we're going to be doing some card gaming and hanging out and socializing, so that I don't have a stroke early on in this Kickstarter. But it's still video update time, and tonight I want to introduce you to some friends of mine who've been living Shaintar. And they're going to each take a moment to tell you who they are, who their favorite character, or not really, who one of their favorite characters is, and give you a little insight into what it is about Shaintar that makes it special for them to play that character. What is it that makes Shaintar more than just another fantasy setting, and what makes playing that character more than just playing a character in a fantasy game? So let's start with Esther.
My name is Esther, and one of my favorite characters to play is an orc named Saj. She's not very bright, but she's got a good heart, and she is one of the oddballs. The oddballs is a set of characters that started out as a mercenary group and continued on to basically write what was going on in their area and protecting the people of that area. And it brings a whole story together. And that's part of why I enjoy playing this character, because she may not be the brightest, but she gets to be the muscle behind the great things that moves countries, or barons, actually. And that's one of my favorite characters.
Actually, Saj is helping build a kingdom, whether she even realizes it or not. And she's more than just a dumb orc because of the story that's being shared with everybody. And she also is kind of the den mother, whether she realizes it or not, too. Patrick's in a completely different campaign that I'm not even running.
Hey, I'm Patrick. I'm new to the entire Shaintar world as my first character I've ever played. His name is Renard. He kind of, was an adventurous child and decided to leave to become a seafarer. But because of events that happened, he went from just being starting out to be a swashbuckling rogue and found his calling as he progressed to become a druid of storms. And I love the fact of the story that your character can start out in one place and then move in a completely different direction based on what you do, what you find, what drives you based on how the story is developing. And I'm new to the campaign, but I'm loving it.
One of the cool things that Patrick did was come up with some ideas that I never thought of, and it's become part of the canon, which is something that Shaintar is very open to, is players coming up with these amazing stories, and that can be integrated as long as it flows naturally from the backstory that's already there. They can create new canonical content, and that's a lot of fun. The guy who's running the game for Renard is also a player in a number of games. That's Lee.
Hi, my name's Lee Baloo, and I'd have to say my favorite character in Shaintar is a Dragordian named Kelios. He's a wanderer trying to master the Dragordian blade, the Kayakor, while also trying to become a gourmet chef, which, given that human tastes are very different than the Dragordian taste, is quite a challenge for him. He, in fact, on his travels, met a young lady by the name of Zaida, well, more of a cutthroat, rather kill you than talk to you lady, but still a young lady. And the reason I like Shaintar so much is that it's a setting where your actions have such a huge impact on the world around you. You feel like you've got choices, and what you're doing molds the world around you, and that's why I love playing in Shaintar.
Yeah, and Lee's also the lead designer for our card games division for Evil Beagle Games. So we're one big happy game-making family here. Suzy, who's done a lot of art for us.
Hi, I'm Suze. Lee took my main reason why Shaintar is awesome. But yeah, I play Her Illustrious Ladyship, the Reverend Contessa Odulia La Caracola. She is from the same game as Saj, and they're actually kind of BFFs for reasons that are beyond everyone. I like Shaintar because it allows me to... I don't like high fantasy, but this allows me to interact with high fantasy in different from the usual ways. Odulia is an almost entirely non-combat support character, and Shaintar allows me to play that and still have a major impact on the story thanks to things like lots of social edges, lots of trading edges, the ability to amass political power and exploit it. And doing that change the setting in real time, and that is totally awesome.
Suze is probably the most culturally aware of any player that I've ever had. In fact, she's helped me establish a lot of new things about cultures, and she's doing a great deal more with the Nazatirans, which really were not nearly as developed until she started playing one, so I'm incredibly grateful to her. And then our illustrious cameraman, who Esther's taking over for now, is Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Knuckles. One of my favorite characters is Deja, the Brinchy sorcerer. Deja best represents what I love most about Shaintar, and that is to rise above expectations. Most people would look at a race like the Brinchy and say, "Oh, that looks like the perfect rogue," or the fast, quick double-handed fighter. I looked at it and I said, it would be a challenge to become a sorcerer here. I will rise to that challenge and I will become Deja. Will be the best royal mage in all of Shaintar.
And the scariest damn character I've ever played with.
Deja brings out that ability to rise above expectations, and your character, your story, is not just another face in the crowd. He will stand out above all others, and that about Shaintar is what I love most.
All right, guys.
Can I say one more thing, because
absolutely.
I forgot? I also like Shaintar because it's one of those high fantasy things, but it's not just white. You can play brown characters and black characters. It actually has people like that. Oh my god.
One of the things I am proud of is that there's a lot of cultural diversity, and I'm constantly challenged by my players. My own knowledge of cultural diversity is limited, but that's why I surround myself with knowledgeable, cool people, and I listen to them. And that's the whole point, is Shaintar is a world for all of you to become a part of, not just to play, but to immerse yourself in. And as these players have learned, and as you will learn as you become more involved, not just because of pledge levels that you build bloodlines and kingdoms and things like that, but if you become involved with the Justice in Life online campaign, if you get involved with Shaintar at all, you can become a true involved part of the setting. And that's what I'm encouraging all of you to do, is to own this setting in a way that you've never been able to do with any other published RPG setting before. Not just because you can play in the same campaign everybody else is playing in, but that you can live in that world for real and have a real impact on it. That's what this Kickstarter is about. That's our update for tonight. Thank you, Michael, for shooting that for me. We're going to get this uploaded tonight, and then I'm going to keep drinking my Gentleman Jack and play some cool games. And then tomorrow, it's Hometown Heroes.
Woo!
Campaign, and then Sunday, I get to play in Lee's Princes and Pirates campaign. So two Shaintar games. It's a Shaintar weekend. It's a Shaintar Kickstarter. It's a Shaintar kind of life. Good night.
Night.
Night.